What is up, everybody? Welcome to the FTI podcast. Sorry for a little late getting on board here. As you can see, I was having a little bit of technical difficulties with my main camera, and so I am joining video through my phone. So if it looks funky, that's why. But there was just too much to talk about this week not to have an episode.
Yeah, I'm currently struggling with sinus issues, so trying to power through before we leave for Detroit in, 36 hours.
Yeah, I cannot wait to go to Detroit. That was one last year where you did not join me, and it's fun to have a leg up on you for once.
Yeah, you'll have to show me around. I'm sure by Saturday I'll be taking bangers all day, one after another.
Yeah, it was definitely a good show last year. There was a lot of action that happened. It's a lot of walking, definitely a lot of walking. Not the most fun thing to do. Last year, I think I walked 20 miles one day.
Oof.
So yeah, pack a good pair of shoes because it's definitely hard.
I don't know if a good pair of shoes exists for my bad feet, so got flat feet and heel spurs. So
Ooh.
when we get back to the hotel at night, and I'm just like kind of paralyzed in bed, you'll know why. But yeah, greatest weekend in motorsports kind of turned into kind of greatest disappointment weekend.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it took forever just for the Indy 500 to actually start. Mother Nature is not a fan of motorsport at all this year. She definitely hates us, hates all racing of any kind, which sucks, but hey, it happens, you know.
Yeah, I got to your dad's campsite at what 10:30. It didn't start till 5 or something like that.
Yeah, so we were feeling like that one guy from the 500. Well, at least I was feeling like that guy from the 500. I've been drinking since 9 a.m. I don't know what time it is now, but the cars are maybe going to go left. They're maybe going to go fast sometime today.
Yeah. Yeah, you had the big decision of Kyle deciding to stay instead of going to Coke 600.
I mean, I think that was the better decision.
Now, it has that has started a lot of controversy online this week. Of whether Kyle should get a playoff waiver for basically missing the entirety of what was the 600 this year.
You know, I was watching and reading some stuff earlier today on that, and as of earlier today, Hendrick Motorsports hasn't even put in to request a waiver yet. So I mean, anybody who thinks that he shouldn't get a waiver, I mean, why shouldn't he? Just because he missed this race?
Yeah,
It's NASCAR still got all of their promotion about it because, I mean, the Indy 500 broadcast was, nothing more than talking about Kyle Larson possibly doing the 600 and going off there. So, I mean, NASCAR definitely still got their promotional material out of it all. It's not like he didn't make an effort. He was literally on the helicopter, I think
17 minutes after the race
yeah,
ended.
on the helicopter on his way. If the flight didn't take so long, he probably would have been there a lot sooner and would have probably been able to race some, but didn't happen.
Yeah,
If they would have not called the race, he would have been in the race.
I think a lot of it is people on Twitter, podcasts, media members trying to get clicks for, the algorithms and things. I don't know if anyone actually believes he shouldn't get a waiver, besides just being pedantic about things. Jordan Bianchi on the teardown this week had a whole, spiel about it, and it's against, they set these rules. They should, do these rules. The 600's a crown jewel, and you chose another race over a crown jewel. But like you said, all of the promotion for NASCAR that, IndyCar did, all of the everything you saw the month of May about Kyle Larson was just advertisements for NASCAR. How many people tuned into the 600? And I mean, I know it's disappointing for a lot of people that he didn't get to race, but how many people tuned in to see if Kyle could get in and race?
Yeah, I mean, the guy made the effort, and who can blame them? Blame him for missing out on that after qualifying. I'm not even sure where he qualified for the 600. Fifth.
Yeah.
So I qualified fifth for both of them. Well, that goes just he's consistent at least. But I mean, it's the Indy 500.
Yeah,
it's the older of the.
I mean, you're giving Chase Elliott last year a waiver for breaking his leg snowboarding before the season started. So why would you not give Kyle Larson one for running the double? Or, I mean, at this point, attempting the double. It wasn't like he was just, oh, well, I'm going to do Indy, make sure the race, is delayed or rained out by the time I get back so I don't have to do it. He was suited up, ready to get into the car when the rain rolled in.
Yeah, I mean, I think when he landed to go take the the helicopter to Charlotte from the airport, he was already in a suit. There's this picture or video of him carrying all his stuff in his fire suit and holding Caitlin's bag as well. Like he's just
yeah, I think a lot of it is just people being pedantic for the clips. Clips or clicks, whatever you want there. I think to not give him the waiver would just be another dumb NASCAR decision that just alienates all of their fans. And we all know NASCAR likes to make those decisions, but
well, I think they don't have IndyCar beat though. I mean, I don't want to talk ill of them because I'm gonna be well, none of them are gonna watch this, so they're pretty. They're both pretty good about that. I mean, honestly, I don't think any motorsport series actually listens to what its fans want.
No,
they just do whatever they're gonna do because apparently the fans don't make them enough money for them to actually care, even though we're the ones that are our views are the ones that are sponsorship.
That's a good segue into the fiasco that was the end of the 600. You know, you had everyone telling you had NASCAR, you had the drivers saying that they were getting called back to their cars, drivers to cars in 15 minutes, this, that, and the other. And then next thing you know, the race was called. Christopher Bell, the eventual winner of the race, was being called back to his car and then was shocked when they called the race. Now, Door Bumper Clear kind of had a good point at at Charlotte. You had all the employees, security, this, that, and the other. NASCAR themselves that had probably been at the track since 6 a.m. and you're not going to get started again till after 2 a.m. How do you continue that if it's going to be 2 a.m. that all of that happens? So that was kind of a point, but yeah, NASCAR tells everyone that they're going to go back green. You've got all these fans that have waited through the rain delay, this, that, and the other, and then nothing happens. So you call the race in the middle of it. All right, everyone, go home. Have a good night. Yeah, I think after I left the campsite and went to my mom's house, I don't think I watched the end of the 600. I don't think I figured it out till the next day.
Yeah, I completely stopped watching it and was kind of done with it for the day.
I think I got home and it was the rain delay had just started, maybe. And I just turned it off and went to bed. It was a long day Sunday, so didn't care much that if I missed the end of it. I got to see what I really wanted to see in the 500. And without Kyle racing in the 600, what was the point of watching?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to see them do, an IMSA style
driver
change and get him out there. And
Mother Nature robbed us of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's luckily, knock on wood, it's not supposed to rain this weekend in Detroit.
Yeah, the weather looks all right so far.
It looks pretty good. Yeah, knock on wood. Yeah, I don't know. The 500 didn't even seem like it was like there were some good passes and everything like that, but it's just these big races, it just goes down to fuel strategy, fuel saving.
Well, after the first lap and 3 cars are out of it, another couple more Honda engines failing through the race. You were out on that poker run or whatever, and I'm texting you updates on the Honda engines failing and people being out of the race.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of crazy though. That I mean, the Hondas weren't performing well in practice and qualifying leading up to the 500. So obviously there's some kind of issue with Honda, which doesn't look good if they're going to be pulling out possibly.
I was just going to say, is it a kind of prelude to...
Are they giving up already?
Yeah.
And how will Honda do, if they're having issues now with engines? How are they going to do it Mid-Ohio when the hybrid comes out?
Maybe that's where they're putting all their resources right now is into the hybrid systems.
Yeah, I hope they're putting it into something. who was it? Oh, it's there's gonna be a new driver coming into this weekend for the Detroit Grand Prix. Can't remember what his name was.
Well, while you look that up, I think it might have been right before we went on. Castro Neves is going to fill in for Bloomquist for the next 2 races.
Yeah, which is, I don't know. Is it just that?
The
Well,
statement was a mutual decision between Bloomquist and the team.
oh yeah, there's no IMSA program anymore, so he's not going to be going and doing that. It's he hasn't been doing the greatest in the
That
series.
finishes 15th in 5 starts.
You know, I'm not sure how that compares to Felix, but seems like he's done a lot better. He's definitely qualified a lot better.
Yeah.
He's really shown that the Meyershank has something to give this year. And that it kind of goes to show that you can be great in one series and not that great in another. It's Vautier is going to be racing for Dale Coyne at Detroit in the number 51. He I think he's like the 5th driver to be driving in the number 51 this year. I think every single race has had a different driver.
Gotta mix it up.
Yeah, and then we have Kiffin Simpson will be racing in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, just up here on here. He'll be racing in LMP2. That's exciting. And I think the biggest bombshell to come out this week wasn't IndyCar. It was NASCAR, and it was a major team announcing that they will no longer exist as of the end of the season. Stuart Haas Racing basically having a fire sale.
And yeah, I mean, I've been kind of thinking about this all week because we do the podcast. It was announced yesterday, day before. It was announced yesterday. And, rumors have been around for a year now that they were looking to get out of NASCAR. You already had Tony Stewart liquidating some stuff last year between the SRX series, All Stars, and now you got his NASCAR team. While he's out running Top Fuel dragsters, is this all just kind of he's putting all of his cards into NHRA? Is Gene Haas just going to improve, his F1 team? Are we just out of motorsports? What is it now? Is Tony Stewart going to sell Eldora?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with, one, the performance hasn't really been there for the team in the last few years, and Tony Stewart's about to be a dad, so that's another big one. Him and his wife are very, like you said, very into NHRA now. It seems like he's got a good deal with Dodge in that series. Could we see Gene Haas selling Haas Formula One to Andretti? Could that happen?
That was another article that came out today that the president of F1 said that if Andretti wants into F1, he should just buy a team. Well, no one has a team for sale right now. So
Yeah.
how is that supposed to work?
Yeah, the Ben Salamalid, or
Yeah.
he such a moron when it comes to gatekeeping Formula One. Even though I think Domenicali, who is the FIA president, seems to be okay with it.
You know, we have an FIA race in Mid Ohio, right?
Do we really?
During IMSA's FIA TCR championship.
Oh,
So
interesting.
basically, same cars, but FIA. Same kind. No, I don't think it's the same exact cars, but same kind of rules and chassis. But does this Stuart Haas sale come off of everything going on with the charter system? I don't think they're going to get $40 million a piece for the charters like I can't even think of his name. Got last year for his charter that's buyer bought. Is it just going to be are they going to be less? And I don't think we're going to see any movement on this sale until the team sign the charter agreement, because one of the things coming out this week or last about charters is that in the new agreement, teams will only be allowed to hold 3 charters. Right now it's 4. Gibbs and Hendrick will be able to keep their 4 charters, not have to sell one. So you've got
Interesting.
You've got 4 on the market with 3 teams seeming most interested in them. If I can remember what they were, it's 2311, RCR, and I don't remember the last one. I kind of have brain fog.
Trackhouse, wasn't it?
Trackhouse, yes, because Trackhouse needs it because they've got 4 drivers signed to 2 cars right now.
Yeah, they have a Red Bull situation where they just have too many drivers.
Yeah. So but that, even if all 3 of those teams get 1 car, Front Row Motorsports was one of the other ones. I think RCR was one of the possible ones. I lost my train of thought there. Is what's the price going to be on these with the market kind of flooded and then not as many teams being able to afford it, or, having that situation. Everyone's wanted Dale Jr. into the Cup Series for years, but, he's not going to come off of $30 million for a charter. With the new deal, I mean, they may have a little more added value to him, so who knows there. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting few weeks to see how this charter situation works out, the sale of Stuart Haas and all of that. I do like some of the internet theories and speculation that have been around that Tony Stewart should take the money he gets from the charter sales and team up with AJ Foyt and finally go after a 500 Or Tony Stewart should pair up with Dale Jr. and bring back DEI. So, all that kind of fun stuff. The big news like this always. Yeah, Dale did get the number. What did apply for the number 8 trademark? His number 8 last week. Teresa finally gave it up. So maybe this is all. It's a conspiracy that Dale Jr.'s Mr. Hendrick's gonna buy Dale Jr. one of those charters. It's gonna be a 5th Hendrick car secretly, and it's gonna be the number 8, driven by Noah Gragson or Josh Berry.
I mean, if Josh Berry starts doing good,
Josh and Noah have been the best on Stuart Haas right now. So
yeah.
Those two are the ones rumored to most likely stay in the Cup Series. Well, Briscoe too, but Ryan Preece. I still say Pierce. Ryan Preece is rumored to probably be out of NASCAR, out of the top 3 series. He'll probably go back to modified racing, which is his background. Briscoe is most likely going to the 21 Wood Brothers car because 3 years in now, and Harrison Bird has not produced at all. And then that leaves Josh and Noah. I think Noah right now coming off of the fan vote for the All-Star race, him kind of having the bounce back after the suspension last year. He's kind of a fan favorite. I've seen a lot of him getting a lot more involved in social media and things. So I think he'll land a ride somewhere, Spire, one of those teams, maybe Colleague. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I feel for all the people at the team in the background that's probably losing their jobs. I'm sure a lot of them will find new ones because the industry is hurting down there right now. But the number one free agent in all of this is Rodney Childers. Where's Rodney Childers go?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of these NASCAR teams, the crew members go back and forth to teams a lot.
Yeah.
I know someone who works in NASCAR, and he seems to be transferred between different parts of the team, and one day, or 1 month he's working for the Cup team, one he's working for the truck team, one he's working for this. It just seems like they bounce around a lot down there in Charlotte.
Yeah, so it's good. I think the next couple of weeks are going to be quite interesting to see who's interested in those charters, who ends up picking those up, what kind of happens with the team, all of that, because it's going to be it's a major team closing their doors. So I am on my 4th and final water bottle. So I started the podcast with 4 water bottles. Well, before we went live, while Kyle was working out his camera issues, yes, I had 4. Damn, weather dropping has my sinuses all kinds of messed up right now. I took a Dayquil and I feel like it almost made it worse.
Yeah, I took one of those yesterday, and then today I picked up some emergency, and it seems to be working a little bit better. But I think this is literally the most I've talked in the last 2 days. So that's definitely working it up. Uh, speaking of the IMSA, for Mid Ohio, the IMSA entry lists were posted.
All
It
that.
looks like there's going to be 40 Pilot Challenge cars, 28 MX5s, 22 VP Sports Car Challenge cars, and 26 Mustang Challenge cars.
Yeah.
So that seems like it's going to be a super awesome packed weekend.
Yeah, and on Mid Ohio has the schedule up for the weekend too, which I have it up here on my phone. Uh Friday Friday is 8:15 to 5 p.m. You got FIA TCR VP Mustang Mazda, FIA TCR VP Mustang Mazda Pilot Challenge, FIA TCR. You know, laundry's done. We start Saturday morning with a TCR World Tour race into qualifying, VP Challenge, Mustang Challenge, Mazda Pilot Challenge qualifying, TCR again. And then into Sunday with another VP Challenge race, Mustang Challenge Cup, and then Pilot Challenge for 4-hour race.
That is insane.
And definitely enough time to do some weird stuff at Mid Ohio to
Yeah, I've never had a race that long to be able to do stuff with.
Yeah, that's like about double the normal race length for us.
Yeah, that's we're gonna be going all over the place. This is probably gonna be the best racing we see at Mid Ohio this year.
Oh yeah. Which now makes me curious is, since IMSA is a NASCAR run series, do we have a NASCAR style Zoom meeting, or is it?
I don't know. I know IMSA normally does Zoom meetings. They're not doing a Zoom meeting this week for Detroit. It's going to be combined with the IndyCar photo meetings. And apparently, according to IMSA's media guideline document for this week, the vests are going to be distributed by the Detroit Grand Prix. So looks like we'll have a different vest to wear maybe for this week. I hope it's F1 style, like single use, because that is, I think a lot of series should go with those. I get it. Well, theirs are recycled plastic or whatever, so it's sustainable.
You know what it'll be?
It's
It'll probably just be the IndyCar vest.
Probably.
It'll be the Mid Ohio smocks.
Just be little bibs.
Yes. Little Mid Ohio bibs.
Because I was wondering that. I was like, well, IndyCar has vests and IMSA has vests. Like that they use even besides just, gray and blue vests.
Yeah.
They have, like the IMSA, they look like the IMS Canon vests. And then that, IndyCar obviously has theirs. So I was wondering, like, do you get issued 2? Do you have to like change them out if you want to shoot?
I'm sure it'll probably be like Indianapolis, where we'll probably just get IndyCar vests.
Well, no, we didn't have IndyCar vests. We had IMS vests.
Oh. Yep, it's gonna be Mid Ohio bibs then.
Yeah, we had those Canon vests.
What did you have last year? Because you had IMSA there last year, didn't you?
It was just Pilot Challenge though, so we had just the IndyCar vests.
All right.
But I'm assuming that with big boy IMSA there,
Yeah.
the amount of photographers is going to be a lot higher. So they'll probably do something different. But I know that, I know Long Beach has their own vest that they use. When those two are together. So who knows? This is boring stuff that we're talking about.
Yeah, now we're getting really into the nitty gritty of things.
We're
yeah, where anything else happened? I went to Wayne on Saturday. That was oof. Shout out to Jason, former guest and his crew. They had nothing but problems all day and night. Their pump went out for their pond to fill the water trucks, and they could only fill the one water truck in X amount of time after going and getting a new one, that one not working. So they fought like hell to get the track going all night. They had to red flag the sprint feature like 3 laps in because of the amount of dust, but they worked like hell to get everyone, get the fans in the stands a show for the night. And I don't think there's a harder working crew than the Wayne County crew trying to get a race going. We saw it last year at Speed Week when it rained in the middle of it, not the middle of everything, but rained all day, and they still put on a show for everybody.
Yeah, it was it looked like you were having fun out there.
It was dusty. It was dusty. I came home and had to, shower and get dust out of every crevice. But yeah, as we're coming to the 7:00 hour, we're a little short today, but I'm not feeling good. We got to get ready for Detroit, even though I'm like 95% of the way packed.
Yeah, me too.
Is that sarcastic? Or are you going to be up?
That is total sarcasticness.
Are you going to be up tomorrow night at 2:30 trying to throw everything in bags to?
No, I think I'm going to work on it tonight, and then I'm working from home tomorrow, so I'll work on it more tomorrow as well.
Yeah, I've
during
got
the day and get everything ready. My camera gear is pretty much done.
All my clothes are packed. That's why it's so dark in here today, because everything is sitting on the couch behind me. It's just a pile of bags and everything that I need or didn't need, separated out for the weekend. I'm trying to kind of pack light because I tend to just bring everything with me everywhere I go. So, yeah, I think that's all I've got. You got anything?
Keep your eye on our socials. I'm sure we'll post some funny things of us on the road. Just some general behind the scenes stuff.
If we remember, we always say this and then we always forget.
We always forget. We just get too caught up in the moment,
My wiener is digging into my armpit. But yeah, that's all I got this week.
Yeah, that's all I have. Hopefully everyone has a great weekend. Tune in this weekend and see if you can spot us on TV. We will be at both of them. So tune in. I'll be wearing my signature gray and black.
I don't know if I'm packing my purple shirt. I got some different shirts this time.
Oh, he's got some different shirts.
I might pack it just for Sunday, though. So we'll see.
So we will see you guys next week. We'll have our full rundown of how the weekend went and how Chris enjoyed his first street race. But until then, we'll see you next week. Hopefully we survive the weekend. See you later.